Do you feel like there's no good singles out there? And do you think that there's slim pickings and you're frustrated? Now, if you've answered yes to this question, I want to say that you might be stuck in what's called the scarcity trap. Now, the scarcity trap is when you think meeting someone good to date is a rare thing. Now, this is not a great way to approach dating, and in fact, it could be stopping you from getting the results that you want. And I want to explain why in this video. So when you come from the scarcity mentality, it means you'll do one of two things. You will show up more desperate, more trying to impress someone, or when you do feel chemistry with someone, you can be more prone to accept crap behavior or poor treatment. So I want to explain. So say if you met someone good, you can either overgive to them. Maybe you've got so much chemistry that they might not be ready for a relationship, but you could start accepting breadcrumbs. It could be that maybe they don't meet your needs or give you what you want, but you're willing to stick around because, God, there's nothing else out there. Now, this will never give you the relationship that you want, and it is a huge trap. Now, like I said, you end up getting stuck in one of two things. You either come across desperate and you repel the people that want to date you, or you accept a relationship that doesn't make you happy because you just put up with things. Now, people will treat you how you allow them to. So it's important to have high standards about the right things and not the wrong things. Now, so many singles say I'm really picky, yet they are not picky about the right things because they'll take these on again, off again relationships, or accept breadcrumbs, or a guy who only wants to be casual and doesn't want to give them what they want. Now, if women stop doing that, guys would stop doing that as well. If you get what I mean, you don't have to accept what you don't want when it comes to dating. Okay, so I want to challenge you to have high standards about the things that matter, rather than being the superficial things like looks or how much money someone earns. Now, I can tell you over time that a good-looking person that doesn't treat you how you want to be treated will not make you happy in the long run. Now, what you need to do is have high standards first about the right things. Value yourself and know what you want in a relationship. And then you need to shift that scarcity mindset, because that is tripping you up. I want to tell you, I have been doing this for over a decade. So I'm coming from working with so many people who are getting results, and they go from thinking that there's no good singles out there to having too much of a choice because they're operating differently. And I mean, that's a nice problem to have, too much choice. And these are people that, in their 40s, in their 50s, younger people. So you never missed out on that chance to find the relationship you want. So what I do teach them to do is to have the abundance mindset. And I want to say, like I said, from my perspective over a decade, I know for a fact that there are so many amazing single people out there, that there is no lack. It's just a perception thing. Now, there are something like 7.6 billion people on the planet. Now, even if 1% were right for you, that's a huge number. And let's face it, you only need one. So when you change your mindset, instead of coming from scarcity and lack, you stop going to every conversation with an attractive single going, will they like me? How do I win them over? With that desperate, needy energy, to being really secure that there is no lack and that your person is out there. You don't make every conversation so loaded, and you don't come from the perspective of lack. Because like I say, if you go and you're meeting someone and you're going, will they like me? Will I come across well? Will it be okay? Will they? You do not present the best version of yourself. And the other thing that I find is when people are so focused on scarcity, they often don't recognize the good singles that come across their path. Or when they do come across the attractive singles, they feel that desperate energy and you're repelling them, okay? So shifting that mindset will create a whole different way of being. And it allows you to be genuinely and authentically yourself when you meet people. Instead of, you know, we all like people who are themselves. You know, being yourself and being the quirky person that you are is when you're going to find the person that's right for you. It doesn't matter if you're a comic geek or a fitness freak or a bookworm or, you know, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. When you're able to embrace exactly who you are, it allows the right person to see you, and you stop twisting yourself out of shape to be what someone else wants you to be. And like I say, that definitely gets you out of the scarcity trap. People start to see you and are drawn to the person you are, and it's such a different result. Now, sometimes it can be difficult doing by yourself, and this is where getting support and help can change your results. But I do want to challenge you. Look at your mindset, because your mindset causes you to act and think and feel a certain way. So it all starts with how you think, because your thoughts create your feelings, which create your actions. This thought will make me act desperate, whereas a thought that, you know, I could go out tomorrow and there are so many singles out there, there's no lack. You don't make it so loaded. You can value yourself enough to get the relationship that you want. And let's face it, to be happy, you need to have your needs met. And simply going on chemistry alone will not do that, okay? So you've got to value yourself. You've got to know and ask for what you want and need in a relationship, rather than losing yourself to try and make someone else happy, okay? And, you know, don't fall into the whole people-pleasing trap, because in the long run, it will not give you the relationship you want. And I do talk a lot about thoughts, because thoughts create what we see. Now, I've said that our brain gets these hundreds of thousands of bits of information, and we have the RAS, the reticular activating system, that goes through that filter, and our brain only allows us to see what matches our beliefs. So when you think there's no good singles out there, your brain will look for evidence of that. Well, when you think there are good singles everywhere, your brain then starts to look and notice good singles. It's a bit like, and I say this one too often because it's a common thing that we can all relate to. You buy a new car. All of a sudden, you see that car everywhere. You didn't see it before until you bought the car. But your brain goes, this is of interest to Debbie. We're going to show her all of these cars now. So that's how our brain works with some of these beliefs. And that's why it's so important to shift the scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Anyway, I wish you an abundant, happy dating experience. And look, if you're struggling to do this, that's where a dating relationship coach can come in. And like I say, I've worked with people that have gone from having that whole scarcity mentality and not being able to get the relationship that they want, to having so much choice, and to ultimately finding the love and happiness that they've craved. So I hope whatever you're doing today puts a smile on your face, and take care. Bye.